The Browns have wrapped up day 3 of training camp, the first day that was open to the public. Let's head out to the Browns facility in Berea. Lance Reisland from the Plain Dealer and cleveland.com joins us. Lance, appreciate the time. Take us through. What's the takeaway from the first day with the public there watching Browns training camp this year?
Well, I always think it gives for everybody, when you get those guys out there, it gives you a little bit more juice, right? So I think those guys had a little bit more energy today. It's day 3, so that I think they needed the energy. They did, football-wise, they did a lot of red zone stuff. They started off with some red zone one-on-one, and then they went to some individual stuff, and then they did some more 11-on-11s, and at the end, they moved the ball. So they did some really cool things today. More about trying to get more in game speed, trying to get more up to actual live action. So we look forward to pads going on, but yeah, pretty good day in terms of having the fans out there. I think the guys were very excited. I know even covering it was great to have those fans cheering and everything going on around.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about the physicality. We'll see that once the pads go on in a few days. Did the intensity and the tempo continue to be what we wanted to see with a lot of work and fast and some intensity to it?
Well, even without the pads, you can be intense without pads. It's kind of how you handle, everything that's going on, right? So even in the drills, they do a really nice job of, making sure that their drills are up to speed, doing a really good job of being really physical with each other without knocking each other down. So for me, obviously, we'll see the physicality once the pads go on, but you're seeing a lot of intensity. You're seeing a lot of sense of urgency, which is something you and I have talked about for years. So yes, I am seeing that even in the drills right now. And that starts from the beginning of practice, even pre-practice and then after practice. There's a sense of purpose out here. And for me, that offensive defensive line looks pretty good right now. Those guys are going to look really good when the pads go on, in my opinion.
Who stood out today? And I know it's tough to say, but was there somebody or a couple of guys that you said they had good days? And again, a good day is a good day, and you try to build them on top of each other.
Well, I'll tell you what, this secondary played well. Newsom played really good in the one-on-ones. Martin Emerson played really good on the one-on-ones. What I like about those guys, going back to what you said, is that when Emerson jumps up, Seth Tillman jumps up. When Martin, when Ward jumps up, they want to go against the best, which I think is only going to make them better. But I would say the secondary as a whole had a pretty good day. The defense started bringing a little bit of pressure, which is kind of the next step for a quarterback, right? So the quarterbacks were even without pads, they were under tremendous pressure today. And it showed, and that's what you're going to get in the red zone. You're going to get tighter windows. You're going to get pressure. You got to get rid of the football quickly. But for me, I would say the defensive secondary had a pretty good day today. They're pretty sticky back there. And so Browns receivers have their work cut out for them. But if you had to pick a group, they were pretty good today.
The other thing that we've heard is the defense has kind of been ahead of the offense. You expect that. Is that the case again? Defense is really I don't want to say winning the day, but it's been defense-oriented that has been ahead of the offense, if you will.
Well, I'm a little biased here, but without pads, the defense always has the advantage, right? And I mean that just because you're unable to really block, but give them credit because they're lining up right, they're doing the right things, and they are playing really, really fast. And you can tell. The reason I think they're ahead is because they've been in the system now for a while. A lot of these guys have been in the system 2, 3, 4 years, and when you're in that system, you start reacting instead of thinking, and that's what you get out of these guys. They are reacting. They're flying around. For them to get even a better look, though, it'll be much better when those pads go on and they can start getting live action for both sides. But yes, the for sure right now, especially with those young quarterbacks, Flacco looks composed. Pickett looks composed. Those young guys, they got that deer in the headlights, right? It's just the first time they're seeing live, fast guys. There's no weaknesses in the NFL. There's no weak position. So you have to be on point with everything you do. And I think those young guys are learning that. But right now, that defense, you can tell they've been in the system for a while because they're playing extremely fast.